Hey everybody, I told you if you watched the video last week I had a lot of content coming, and here we go. Here's another. Here's one I've been wanting to review for a long time, at least 2 years. I saw this device show up at a couple of the big box do-it-yourself places, and in a little bit different version of this. It didn't have the color and it didn't have a remote control, but it was the socket fan. And I wondered, how would this device work? Would it put out enough air to make it useful as a fan? And would it put out enough light to make it useful as a light? Now it's supposed to install a regular medium base socket. I believe that's it's called an E19. I believe that's what it's called. It's just a medium base for American viewers. So this one is by this company that puts a lot of this type of stuff out. These specialized lights, flashlights, survival flashlights, survival knives, things like that. It's a company called Bell Howell. This one's supposed to be 1,000 lumens. It has a remote. You're supposed to be able to change it to all different colors of white, and different colors, red and green, blue, yellow, whatever you want. So I've seen this thing around the big box stores and thought, would it be useful as either? Or is this just a really bad gimmick? And how big could this thing really be? So I haven't looked at one, so we're going to open it now together, and we'll see together what it says. I'll tell you how it reads. And so like I said, it has 3 speeds. It's supposed to be able to use all the colors. It has a remote. Let's see. Again, it shows the different colors, and it shows different colors of white. So let's take a look at this thing. Let's open it up. See how I've been curious about this thing for a couple of years now. So I've been very curious about this thing for a couple of years now. But it's a little pricey. It's $50. I think it's the same price at all of the big box stores. So let's take a look at this thing. I'm going to do a long-term review on it. After this, I will do a long-term review. And I found that a sharp kitchen knife works better than a utility knife when I'm doing these openings like this. So I'm going to put this thing up, and we're going to use it for maybe a month, and then I'll do a review, let you know how it goes. So actually I'll probably just save this video and edit it all into one, so that it can just be a review video. Alright. Interesting packaging. Okay, here we go. That's styrofoam, and it comes with the a couple of different extensions. Not what I thought. So okay, so there are fan blades that we're going to attach to here. This is like the instructions. Tells you all about the pocket that they have to store the remote in. Looks like they're fairly proud of that. And it looks like these fan blades are going to clip on to the little extensions that come off of the vase. And what I'm seeing, depending on how big you want, how far down you want your fan to come out of the socket, you can add these extensions. You can add these extensions. We'll have ours pretty far down because I'm going to have it in my garage. That's really the only place where I have a decent place for this thing. We're going to see how it works. So I'm going to attach it here like that. I'm hoping the camera's picking all this up. See, I'm off screen on the other one. Might not be getting any video at all. So hopefully everything's going good, but looks like that's, there we go. I'll show it to you in this one. So there's what it came out to. It's all extended. I'm going to use all the extensions, try to get it down as far as I can. Now it looks like the blades are maybe in here. I've seen this thing for a couple of years. I know 2 years for sure I've seen it. To be honest with you, I watched every time I went into the store, and I didn't ever see any of the blades. I mean, any of the boxes were all either they had enough to always keep it full, or nobody were buying these things. Because the stack was always the same height. I don't believe they were ever selling these things. So, alright. We're going to get all this out of the way so we can put this thing together. They're going to clip on just like that. See, how that's clipping on. Just push on. Actually sturdier than it at first looked. It actually feels fairly sturdy. And it clicks when it gets in its exact location. So there we go. There's what it looks like. I don't know. I'm not going to make any judgment yet. We might be really surprised. We will go ahead and put in the batteries for the remote. And you know, if this thing doesn't work satisfactorily for me, I absolutely will take it back. It's $50. I'll do a long-term review, but if it's not going to be useful at all for me, I'm certainly not going to keep the thing. Now, I haven't read through any instructions yet or anything, so I see that the remote is impossibly difficult to get open. I see that. Not a good design there. You can't get the remote open, and you can't use the thing at all. And this is on a job where a knife is very dangerous, but you see that I had to use a knife to do that. The poor design, very poor design. If you can't open something, you can't use it. So But it's all right. We'll see what happens from here. All right, we're gonna leave it there, and I'm going to install this thing. We're gonna use it for a while, and I'll edit all this into one video, and we'll see what happens there. We'll see how it goes. I'll give you some answers shortly. Okay. Okay, so there it is. I have it set to red right now. You change it to green, blue, pink, and we have all the whites. We have there's a cool white. It's a day and a warm. So the light effect on this is pretty interesting. I think that may be what they're using to try to attract people to buy it, give it a shot. And there's different things on here you can use to change the speed of the fan. It does have three speeds. There's 1, 2, and 3. The fan is very strong. I do not have the down attachment on it, so it's at its pretty much at its shortest or mid level right now, and it is blowing just a lot of air. I feel plenty of air down here. It's actually amazing how much air is coming out of this thing. I would say twice as much air coming out of this as a normal ceiling fan. Easy, twice as much air. It's pretty amazing. Another thing with this remote, you can stop it and you can reverse it. You turn it back on and you actually reverse the spin of the fan. It's going to stop, and now it's going to reverse and go in the other direction, and that's pretty cool. It's not something you can do with a regular ceiling fan. So now it is pulling all of its air up and blowing all of the warm air that's up top down. This would be a wintertime setting. So that's a really neat, that is a very neat option for this thing. And then, like I say, then you got the kind of the gimmick, the colors. They are very brilliant though. Yeah, you know, fairly small bedroom or something, it would give off a nice effect. But I don't think there's a lot of bedrooms that have just a light bulb, medium base light bulb over top. So anyway, so I do find this thing to be pretty interesting. I'm going to give it a while, and I'll get back with you. Hopefully this footage will work. This will be number 3 for me on this. I have recorded from this very spot 3 different times, and none of it has taken or it was corrupted. So anyway, that's all the features, and we'll go from there. All right. I'll tell you this, I decided that this thing worked so good I was going to keep it past the long-term review, and I'm going to put it in my basement and move some air around. It would be nice to move some air around, and all basements could use that. So yeah, I decided to do that. Now, when I took out a 60-watt light bulb and replaced it with this is supposed to be 1,000 lumens, it seemed to really darken the area. So if that's 1,000 lumens, it's just different. The bulb that I was using is the one here that is now in the lamp, and that's what I had here. And without the lamp, it was just dark over here. So I don't know what the difference is, but I don't know, it seems to be a difference in the light. But I will tell you, the fan does seem to move a lot of air. You can really feel it. Can really feel the difference with the fan going. So I think any basement could use some air movement. So I'm gonna leave it for a while, and we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna go on with the review anyway. Okay, this is going to be the conclusion of the Bell Howe socket fan light, excuse me. So I went into this not knowing how this thing was going to work, if it was worth the $50, if it was going to be good as a fan or a light or both or neither. So put the thing up, and I was very surprised with the fan. Puts out quite a bit of air. I was very surprised. The light is functional, and if it was in a small room, I think it would be just fine. And there's some fun factor to it. There's different colors. You could set a mood, or it might be more fun than just regular old light. So the fan comes with a very, very minimal startup guide, instructions, and I really found nothing wrong. I couldn't find, there was no improper English. Nothing was translated incorrectly. It was all standard, just very, very easy. And I was wrong. It's an E26 socket. That's the socket. So I thought it was an E13 or E16, but it is a E26 is what they're calling it. It's just a medium base light fixture socket. There's nothing to these instructions. It is so easy there's no setup to it. You just screw it in and the thing works. It is questionable whether this light is, it says 1,000 lumens. I disconnected a 60-watt light bulb that was putting in enough light to be adequate in that corner of my basement. And when I installed the 1,000 lumen fan light, it just didn't seem like enough light. So I think it may be questionable whether this thing's really good as a light. But as a fan to use in a pinch, if you have a socket to put it in, I was very surprised at how good this thing worked as a fan. And a little bit of fun factor with the light. I think they added the lights and the ability to change the lights and everything. I think that to try to get people to pick it up, because just as a fan light alone, I don't think anybody was interested in this thing. But I may be wrong, but I haven't seen them flying off the shelves. The only thing I didn't go over was there's a little holder that comes with it for the remote control. Now what would you do? Put a hole in your wall, I guess, to put this remote for your socket fan light. I don't know. But I will say this, it's all functional. Fan works very good. I'm going to give it a go. It is I would say that it does what it says that it's going to do. It works very well as a fan, and it does function as a light. So there's nothing here that they're saying or doing that is not they're not living up to. So There it is. That was a quick one. The socket Fanlight it's a go. It's a thumbs up. I would buy it. I do have it. I kept it. I'm keeping it in my basement to keep the air stirred up. Then I'll have a remote. I can turn it on and off. I kept it. I would say it's a go if you've got a place like I have in the basement, or maybe the best spot would be if you have an extra socket in your ceiling in your garage. That would probably be the best place. But anyway, it's a go for me. It did work, and there it is. I will have new videos coming out. I'm going to be installing a shower complete insert. The whole thing, pulling one out, putting one back in, a new style, better style. I am installing a entry door, my front door of my home. That's going to be a job that you'll want to see. Basically, anybody can do that. You just got to take your time and know how to do it. So there it is. Two good jobs coming up that you don't want to miss. Installing a front door on a home, and installing a tear out and replace a walk-in shower. So there we have it. That's where we're at. We got a lot of things going on. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Leave a comments. I've had a lot of comments lately, and that's good. Been interacting. Everybody's had some questions for me. They're going back and watching old videos. A lot of old videos. Even though I haven't been putting out content, my channel's still keeps getting views and subscribers. It inches up. I get a couple subscribers a day. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. All it does is alert you when I come out with a new video, which I haven't done much in the last 2 months, so you wouldn't even been getting any notifications. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the notification button, the little bell, and that'll notify you when I have new content that comes out. So remember, they may do it another way, but that's the way I do it. We'll see you next time.